Hey guys, Caleb's Carts here, coming at you with another TTM Mail Day video. It's kind of recapping Wednesday through Friday. There were no TTMs on Wednesday, but however, I did get my rolls of stamps in that I bought off of eBay that the seller switched to Amazon, so it took a while. And I got them for $40 a piece rather than paying the $55, so I saved $15 a roll. So I just bought 3 of them and looking forward to getting some out. I already sent some out this morning or this afternoon, so we'll start seeing some come back. But I've been getting quite a few lately this week. They're kind of coming back quicker than I expected, so I guess people must be still wanting the sign. So that's a great sign for the TTM hobby. So we'll start out with what came in on Thursday, and Mr. Dave Gusty signed 2 1975 SSPC cards, and his daughter actually put in some TTM group pages on Facebook requesting for us to write to him. He was not feeling well a while back, and he loves being able to get fan mail from people, so I figured I would help out and send him a letter. So thank you, Mr. Gusty. If you happen to see this video, we really do appreciate it. I'm going to give one of these cards, I think, to Kim. So that'll be going to my friend in the UK, one of the duplicates, and the other one will be going in my collection forever. So thank you so much. Then we got a racing return. This is the first, I think, ever crew chief I've ever written to. This is Mr. Doug Rickert. Oh, I'm dropping it. This came out of those boxes that I bought from the card shop a long time ago, which I'll have to wait till they, I guess, open up to be able to go buy some more of those. And then I actually got another Junk Wax Challenge return. This is coming back from Scott Gerolds. I did not expect it to come back as quick as it did. Usually he's about a year or so, but there's one for the contest, for the Junk Wax Challenge. I think that brings me up to 6 returns so far, 6 out of 15 that I've sent out, or I sent, I think, 13 out, because one of my guys, I think, had passed away, and 2 that I couldn't find any addresses for at all. Then I got an 80 top signed by Mr. Bob Parsons. He was a punter for the Bears for quite some time, and it's signed in silver. It actually looks really nice in person, so I definitely like his pick, his Sharpie pick there. That's pretty cool. And then we got an old one from May. He wrote on the little paper in here, sorry for the delay, but that's alright. I'm happy to get something back. This is actor Kevin Nealon, who's a pretty funny guy, great actor. It's kind of part of my little side project of getting actors or actresses that were in the Monk series or the Psych series or whatever show I'm trying to work on at the time, and so he was in an episode, which was pretty funny. So, and then he signed this one for Garrett. This was actually sent out for Garrett a long time ago, last year. So he's put Garrett Legendary 2 exclamation points, Kevin Nealon. So that'll be making its way to Garrett the next time I send his stuff out to him. So very cool, because Kim still sends some stuff for him as well. So then we got 3 photos signed by Mr. Don Strock. He was the backup quarterback for a while to Dan Marino, and there he is with oh shoot, I can't remember, Don Shula, the late Don Shula, just recently passed away, 90 years old. And I'll be sending some of these to I think to Bruce and Kim, because obviously Kim likes the Dolphins, so I'll make sure you get one of these, Kim, and then one of these also go to Bruce. And I think we're still on Thursday. Yep. This one I did include a $10 donation. I was going to include more, but I didn't have any more cash on me. but he's usually just about $5 per. But got Mr. Kurt Angle with the 96 gold inscription, and then on the bottom one, GM Raw. So very cool. One of those is going to be going to Bruce. So very cool, Kurt Angle. This one's also still Thursday. This is former college great and XFL quarterback Mike Pulaski. Signed. He actually signed both to me, but I'm going to try and get one of those to Bruce. Probably won't remove the personalization off one of them because it doesn't usually do well on glossy photos for me. But we'll see. He says he doesn't mind if my name's on it. I've got some that people inscribe to Bruce or Kim, but I still keep it, so I mean, it's no big deal. Then finally, this one's been out actually for a while as well, since January. And I think this one was sent for Bruce as well. Yeah, because I sent a batch out for him in January. This is NBA player Roy Hinson, or former NBA player. And I love finding these cards with the double-sided on the back, which shows their stats and stuff on the back, which is kind of cool. So he's a pretty solid player there. If you look at it, 7,000 points, 14.4 average, it's not too bad. So I mean, from 83 to 90, he wasn't too bad of a player there. So Mr. Roy Hinson, 2 photos signed there. So that was it for Thursdays, and then Friday's TTMs, which I just went down there and got. We got the index card and the card signed. He didn't have to sign the index card. There's just usually I put that in there for a little extra protection, just to put something in between the card and the envelope, but he did sign it. So Mr. Howard Stevens, best you always, number 22, New Orleans Saints, 73-74. Very cool. That was from that lot of vintage or random football cards I had bought. Then shout out to Chris Jasper from Facebook. He sent me a whole bunch of baseball players to write TTM. There's a few football as well, and I wrote out to most of them. I still have a stack of guys that maybe they're not quite signing yet, or I just wrote recently, so I was going to wait. But he included 5 cards for me for Mr. Larry Boa, so I just sent them all. Asked Mr. Boa to keep some if he wanted them, but he sent them back all signed. So 78, which is one of my favorite sets. 79 isn't too bad as well. 88 Topps as a manager, the Padres. And then 2 of the Ted Williams cards, which I already have signed in my collection, so I'll probably give those to somebody or hold it for a future contest or something. Then we got an 80 Topps, which I don't think I have, so that was pretty neat to get that back. He's usually a very quick signer, likes to sign, so that's really nice. See, Mr. Bo is doing well. Then we got, this was also from Chris. I like the 86 Donruss cards, they look kind of cool. Got Mr. Ed Romero. He's actually an infielder, but for some reason he has a catcher's glove on and he's like warming up the pitcher or something. So my guess is this is either during a practice or spring training game, and maybe the catcher didn't have his gear on quite yet, like he was just at bat or on the base pass, so he's just out there warming up the pitcher real quick. So I thought that's just kind of an interesting photo, being that he wasn't a catcher and he's out there catching. So this is also another one from Chris, so you'll see kind of a theme here. You got Mr. Dell Unser, played for quite some time. I have a few cards signed by him, but I did not have this 82 Donruss, which looks pretty cool. And it's actually the Donruss cards back in the 80s were actually pretty nice looking, so that's pretty cool to get those back. And then I did get a failure. I kind of expected it because he just raised his prices, and I guess I just missed it. I'd sent and then saw people getting back failures, so I didn't even know that he'd raise it to $20 now. I sent 15, but this is to Mr. Paul Molitor. So here is the price list if you guys want to look at it. And yeah, so he sent my money. I was gonna get this card signed. This is from my friend Brandon. It was a cool looking card from I think this is Bazooka Baseball 91, 92, no 92 Bazooka. So unfortunately, and then if you ever, I would suggest if you put cards, to send TTM, use these guys, these card savers, not the top loaders, because as you can see, they're not as thick as the top loader, so they're kind of just about the thickness of a card almost. They're not going to get stuck in the sorting machines or get ruined or get you dinged for having too rigid of an item in an envelope, and they ask for more postage, or they charge the person you send to more postage, and sometimes you're going to get a failure. So, and then what I'll do is I'll just put a sticky note like this. Say if they could, if at all possible, could you send the card back in the sleeve? I usually just put my mail person tends to bend my mail a lot, so that's my excuse, I guess. The mail lady though, she's been pretty good lately, so but they tend to get bent anyway. So that's just a little tip if you guys are ever looking to send cards. I usually only do that for people I pay successes for. If I send a photo, I'll either put a little thin cardboard piece, or I'll put like 2 or 3 pieces of paper folded over, and that's actually kind of good enough. So that still kind of resembles like a letter, but it's not too heavy to be required 2 stamps. So that's usually what I do. And then we got 2 photos that came back today. It's come back from retired NASA astronaut Mr. Robert Hoot Gibson, and he put to Caleb, all the very best, Robert Hoot Gibson. So I didn't have a photo of him signed. I had those Outstanding Americans cards signed from 2015, 2016 that I was sending out quite frequently. So that's all I had of him. And then finally, to round out the day, we got actress Miss Cindy Chenault, which she goes by as Cindy Robbins now. So she signed 1, 2, and one of these is going to be going to Bruce. And then this one with a shot with Rock Hudson, who's a pretty big actor back in the day. I think he died of AIDS, I believe that's what he passed away from. So very, very, very good 2 or 3 days worth of mail there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and let me know if you like still this new format of trying to get back to daily videos when I can. And I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you all later. Bye.